So just got back from seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I have to say I absolutely loved this movie. Everything about this movie, from the comedy, the suspense, the action, the heartstrings that are pulled in this movie are really kind of overwhelming. I think a lot of people are going to cry in this movie. This movie kind of was a very perfect blend of everything. The movie basically centers mostly around Rocket the Raccoon right here, who basically we have never known about Rocket's backstory. So the High Evolutionary, who is the villain in this, basically wants to come for Rocket and get something that belongs to him. And this causes the Guardians to come together to kind of protect Rocket and help him through this time period that they're going through. And I have to say, like, everything about this movie, like I said, was perfect. Like the villain, the High Evolutionary, I cannot pronounce his name, but I have to say he was one of the better villains in all of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Crazy enough, they took our phones away at the screening, but he was there, so I was really sad. Let me get a picture of him. This was him as the High Evolutionary, and this is crazy. Like this, we look like in exactly in the movie, obviously, but he played that role. They say he's a Shakespearean actor, he's a Yale graduate. Like he did his thing in this movie. He was such an amazing villain. And also, I really love the backstory on how, like, what we get a little evolutionary story behind, like, Will Quill and like his story from like the reason why he left Earth and why he hasn't gone back. We got a lot of bits and pieces of kind of everyone in this movie, far as Nebula and also Gamora, Groot, everyone kind of got their own shine in this movie because it is the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So I have to say, hands down, like I want to go see this movie again. It was 2 hours and 30 minutes, so it was extremely long, but it didn't feel like it. Like we was in that movie, it felt like an hour because it was just such an entertaining movie. Like we all know how the comedy in Guardians of the Galaxy is. It's like a little bit of like, dang, that's very funny, and I didn't think it was gonna be funny. Like this was probably one of the funniest ones. And keep in mind, there are 2 end credit scenes. They aren't very important in the MCU. A lot of people are saying they are, but they really aren't. It just gives you a little backstory on a couple things. But you guys can watch it. I'm not gonna ruin it for you. This is not a spoiler. So drop some comments. Let me guys know what you guys think of Guardians of the Galaxy when it comes out this Friday or Thursday. They always come out on Thursday. So how's you guys later? And another thing, this movie had an amazing soundtrack. The soundtrack to this movie was just incredible. Like you really felt everything. Like every time there was a fight scene, they hit it perfectly on the head. Love that part of the movie.